last video, this dude, well, 2 videos ago, same difference. This dude had commented, yes, blah, 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 what, but I understand that, but most people understand at this point, but if you wouldn't mind doing a video on percentages that are good around certain prices. I will say one thing, I'm gonna get on this account because obviously, it's shrines right now, so of course I gotta go between my accounts to try to get points. Bro, stupid ads, mate. But there's one thing I must say, okay, so for allies, right? Whenever you're looking for prices, I feel like ally prices are constantly changing. It changes a lot slower right now, but then it jumps up at a certain point. But at the current moment, the ally percents would be more like this. What I do is, I would say scroll through it and look for the best ones because honestly, the ally percents are never really going to be the exact same. I'd say, like, for certain prices, of course, there are going to be ones that are more preferable and you're going to have to try to look for them and it's going to take forever. And what I say is, personally, when I'm looking for an ally, what I do is I actually go for a lot of dead allies. I know they're not going to end up growing, but obviously when the demand for certain allies jumps up, I'll eventually get them to get bought. And I mean, they are good percentages in my opinion. I'm fine with them. Okay, let's say let me get my ally sheet, right? Let's say I'm looking at the price 127, right? 121, 012, 109. I remember that one actually. But you're doing this and what the prices have changed a little, so I wouldn't know. I feel like the most natural percents are like the better ones are 6-7% here, but I think 7% actually a really good one. So the aloe would be pretty good at this price range at least. The price percent actually has jumped 1% on your main biome from what I've last looked at. Personally, I do not look for my off biome percents when I'm buying an ally because I assume that it's going to improve somewhat, and I don't really mind how they improve because they still work for me. I mean, I still can do what I need on those biomes. What I do is I scroll down as far as I can, not as far, but I scroll down far enough to where I can find dead allies that are still in the active prize, because then when you drop them, they also still give. I mean, when and or if you end up having to drop them, and I'd hope that you'd have enough gold for it not to really be a problem, they don't really cost as much to drop as an ally. So when I'm searching for allies down here, I'll find higher percents and stuff, obviously, because most people don't want to buy a dead ally, but they'll leave them with decent percents down there. They'll buy a dead ally that may have like 10% at that price, and it doesn't really. Dude, this is annoying. They'll buy someone with 10% because it's obviously going to sell back because someone obviously wants that ally because it's great percent even for the price if it's dead. Anybody would want that. Anybody who doesn't want that is a crazy person. It's kind of like saying at 60% if an ally's dead and he has 10% on every biome, are you going to buy that? Of course you are. That's like a freaking amazing price, mate. That's a lovely price. I must say, it really just changes. So what I do is, if I'm looking for an ally, right, and I see like a good one, right? Oh my god, I'm searching on the wrong prices. Alright, so if I see a good one, I'll screenshot it. And I'll screenshot the ally, and then I'll move on. And if there's ones with better percent, I'll screenshot that ally and continuously keep doing that until I find a better one. So in this area, I feel like you can't really specifically look for a certain percent, but at the same time, if you want me to really go over it, I can try. The percents for the allies, I mean, they constantly change, so it's kind of hard. Off biomes, all that, you can't really consider. It depends what your preference is. Because if you want good, like, it to be split apart, like if it's 3 on each biome, then that means you just like split, between all the percentages, meaning that you're not really focusing on your main biome. Maybe you want to focus on your main, or maybe you just want to start focusing on your off biomes as well. It's kind of like iffy. And I feel like until you get really big allies, this is a little heads up. Until you can get like maybe 200 mil, 300 mil allies regularly, I feel like you should try to first get rid of all your filler allies, which are the lower ones that cost maybe like 3 to 6 million to have, and just fill up your slots. I feel like you should first fill those up with like 100 mil allies and stuff, and then move up to higher prices as you go along, because it's better to have them filled before you start getting bigger allies, because the percents aren't really worth it at that point. Because I feel like 120s and stuff up, they are more active than you would obviously get under 100 mil. It's like a bad trade off in my opinion. I wouldn't really try to buy an ally under 100 mil unless I'm desperate. Like, then maybe I'll do it. But besides that, I can't really bargain with that chip. I mean, if you're a lot smaller, it's obviously understandable when you don't have the gold yet. But work your way up and slowly fill in those slots with higher allies, and then you can start working your way up even more. Because let's say if I got an 800 mil, right, for maybe 36. I don't think 800 mils have 36 across. But if I had a 800 million, is that right now? 800 million, no, it does not have 36 across. I think that's 900 or just 1 billion, but a 1 billion ally, let's say that. Yeah, I think yeah, they don't even have 36% across, but as you can see, it's 900 million gold, and it's, let's say, 1 billion, right, for 36 is across, where you could get 10% per se for maybe like on the grass. I mean, percents are a lot better. See, it's iffy. Swamp percents are a little bit better than Badlands. I feel like Badlands is the hardest to find now for like ally percents. It's kind of like it's a big oof, and but you could say for 140 mil, you may get 10% on your main biome. This is, of course, saying no to your off biomes. I mean, you still work those up as well, but they're not like being focused. But let's say you get 10% on your biome. That's way more percentages that you could get off of that than you could get off of just buying 1 billion allies, So it's kind of more worth it to get the smaller allies and buy up, because then you can fill them up with decently priced allies, and still get higher percents on your main biome and all that. That's my personal opinion. Like, I bought this ally Nova, and I wanted him to sell, so I asked Limsley to buy him for me, and Limsley is my mate, so of course he bought the dude, and I wanted them back so I could put my BFA back up, and I could get a higher BFA again, because I had quit for about a month, so I just bought Limsley with the gold I had sitting around. I actually was gonna try to buy Rory, but I was gonna buy Limsley, sorry, but I didn't have the gold. I was like 40 million off at the time. Limsley's grown like a beast, so of course they've been thrown around a little bit in allies. I guess QVP changed their alliance name. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope it was informational somehow. Like, all I can say is try to screenshot the allies and like work your way down, because the percents always are constantly changing. Dead allies are really good percents. Not really good, but there are better percents than the ones. So I mean, your percents will be even better. The ally just won't grow and sell constantly. That's if you have a problem with it always selling, having to buy new ones. I started getting annoyed by that. It was giving me a headache. So of course that's what I did. I hope you guys understood this, and I hope it was informational somehow to you guys. And peace out. Get some good allies.